Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another night of Owatonna High School Wrestling. We got our Owatonna Wrestling weekly podcast going here with head coach, DJ Johnson. He's always a fun one to listen to. This guy knows how to talk. I think he went to school for talking on the radio because he really sounds good.
Oh, you're too kind. Too kind.
Every one of these I've watched, you're very professional, and I think you've done the same thing in the room, too.
Oh, thank you.
From what the kids are telling me.
Yeah, well, I pay them well, so.
There you go. Yeah. Well, let's see. The OHS Wrestling Banquet's coming up.
Yeah. Well, and first, let's talk about our sponsor right off the top, because these guys also happen to sign my paycheck, so I better mention them. So, Premier Bank, Minnesota, proud sponsors of Owatonna Wrestling and this podcast. Our slogan is who we are, where we've been, where we're destined, we travel together. And that was created by our late founder, Don Regan, still a family-owned and family-ran bank. And I am just shocked at, pleasantly surprised, I should say, how much they support every community they're in. Like major donors to so many programs, so many charities. Just that's the name of the game, is they're so heavily involved with nonprofits.
Yes, they are. You see their name popping up everywhere.
Yep. Yeah. So, but yes, Owatonna Wrestling, OHS Wrestling Banquet coming around the corner a couple Sundays from now. So that's Sunday, April 24th, the Owatonna Eagles Club from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. We got a lunch buffet served, some awards and fun and stuff like that. Tickets can be purchased right at the door, $15 a person. And you know what? A lot of times I hate even labeling it OHS Banquet because it's really celebrating the entire community. And we'd love to see everyone come out. And, you know, for people that may have been away from the program, we're throwing a party, quite honestly. So that's going to be the feel, getting people back together and that type of outreach. So I'm excited for that.
Very good. That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah. All
right. Again, he said $15 a ticket. You can purchase it right at the door. And my microphone's falling down. And that is for anybody. So that's a big deal there. Get all the people that haven't been around for a few years, if their kids got gone and graduated and got kids of their own, you could still come. Still come.
Yeah.
And then next, we got the OHS Weekly Recap. What are the wrestlers doing?
Well, we started our two days a week freestyle Greco practice as we prepare. We have freestyle and Greco state at the end of the month here in April. So we've been doing once per week up until now, and now we got Monday, Thursdays in the wrestling room, 6:30. I believe you can still sign up too if you haven't yet. The common misnomer I feel like with freestyle and Greco is it's too specialized or something like that. There are so many great technique traits that skills that translate between folk style and freestyle, especially now how it's scored too. It's not a whole different language anymore.
Oh, it's still 2 points for takedown, and back points you get awarded for turning around the back, and of course you get awarded for getting the pin.
Yeah, get that push out point, so encouraging offense.
A lot of people see that word Greco and they think, oh man, I don't know how to do that, but that's why you come to practice. We teach you how to do it. Yep. And truthfully, I got one son, my second one, that was his favorite wrestling sport of the whole season was that Greco, because he just loved to throw these guys all over the place. So.
Yeah. Well, and we got a big-time Greco guy. I mean, some of our best wrestlers were also great at Greco, the Peyton Robs, Mahan, guys like that. But, also right now we have Cannon Hable is going to college for Greco. So when he's at Samson, he's going to be wrestling Greco exclusively. So, yeah, it's a cool sport that way.
Yes, it is. So, again, don't be afraid of the word. Just come on in and we'll teach you how to wrestle, freestyle and Greco.
Absolutely.
All right, the OWA Youth Recap. Where have they been this week?
Well, they had NYWA State at the Mayo Civic Center. Sent 11 wrestlers, I believe it is. It looks more like 12 on here, maybe.
Yeah, they had to qualify for that state tournament.
Yeah.
So these guys are for real. They had to go to all their sectionals or regionals, I think they call them. I don't know. But same thing. And, if you qualify for that state tournament, that's a big deal right there. You haven't even wrestled there yet, so.
Yeah, so we had a couple first placers, Kayla Pastika and Miles Aase, both middle school wrestlers. So when Coach Mitch Dinzi is up here on the panel, we'll give him all the 100% of the credit. You know, yep, that's what he's about. If you know Mitch Dinzi, he is he brags like nobody's business. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he is just kidding. This guy, you don't say a lot. Well, anyway, we had first place, you now told them, Kayla and Miles. And third place, Levi Oeltjenbruns and Kaden Lindquist. And fourth place was Will Frantesl. And rounding out at fifth and sixth was Nash Jirele and Kolton Lindquist.
You know, I hate to put you on the spot. We'll get you on the Frantesl train. So it's Frantesl. I know it looks kind of weird. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then we had some other people that, they qualified at their regions, just came up just short of placing. Jayden Jirele, Easton Johnston, Jacob Knutson, Lucas Wallace, and Layton Wendling. And these are all names we've been talking about all winter. That's great.
See the names popping up a lot.
Yeah, all super active. And what's great, too, is, I mean, I know a lot of these kids personally, and they're also 3-4 sport athletes. Mm-hmm. So just super involved and still carving out a little room for wrestling in the offseason, too.
I've said that my whole life, even back when I was coaching. I wanted the kids to do more than one sport.
Yep.
You know, if they weren't in baseball, sure, come on in and do some freestyle. But even if they are in another sport, you can still come in and do that, as long as you're on varsity, I guess.
Right, yeah.
You can't be on varsity and do another sport. But it is fun. It is fun getting all these kids in there.
Absolutely.
All right, that brings us up to our break, and we'll be back with more wrestling right after this. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. We have a lot of fun here. We got Big Coach and what's the word I'm looking for? Wrestled here in Owatonna for many, many years. Let's put it that way. Previous wrestler.
There we go.
Yes. There we go.
Yep.
Yes. But we have to always say thanks to our sponsor, Premier Bank. You know, who we are, where we've been, where we're destined, and we travel together. These guys put out a lot of support for our community, and not just wrestling. So I always want to thank them guys when you go into that Premier Bank.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
All right, here we go. The guest portion here, we got Mitch Dinzi, alumnus wrestler and coach at the middle school.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this was So this was your first year at the middle school.
First year at the middle school.
Okay. Yes, gotcha.
And it was an awesome year.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Good. Yes, please do tell.
Well, absolutely.
And at that age,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. It was just a lot of fun in the room the entire time. You know, kind of those middle school years are just making it fun, getting that love for the sport and getting that work ethic up. And it was a blast every day at practice. It was like that was the highlights of my day. Is got done with school, over to the middle school. Here we go.
Yeah. No, that's great, and that's why I wanted you back in the program, because I've heard nothing but amazing things from both peers and students regarding you teaching. How long have you been back teaching in Owatonna?
Well, I pay them. Just to say all that stuff,
exactly.
For sure.
Good. Good.
This is actually my second year back in Owatonna.
Second year.
So,
okay.
So I graduated in 2014 and went off to college, got a teaching degree, did student teaching next door over in Triton, and then got a very awesome email from Mr. Cass saying, "Hey, we might have an open position. What are your thoughts?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want back in."
Yeah.
So
you're at the high school then?
I am at the high school. Yep.
Yeah. And what do you teach?
I teach industrial tech right now. So kind of all the woods and construction and architecture, all that good stuff.
How to lose a hand.
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Everybody, I make sure they count every day. I said, make sure you walk out of here with 10 fingers
You
too.
know what though? When them guys make those projects and all the stuff that you do, they look back at that. They keep that for their whole life.
Yes, absolutely. I still got my stuff that I
I
made.
do too. I got mine in my den, and my kids got theirs out in my shed in the garage. That's where they're all at. Toolboxes
Right.
and everything else.
Absolutely.
I see my dad still uses mine from like 8th grade, and I'm like, you don't have to. I know it doesn't latch correctly. I appreciate the sentiment, but it's not well built.
Hey, well, it obviously has to be. It's still in use.
It exists. Yes. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I think I got 4 of them toolboxes in my in my garage.
Absolutely.
Mr. Chatelaine.
So,
yeah. Well, so first year back, coaching middle school and everything. How about like a favorite moment from this season?
Ooh. Honestly, for me, my favorite moment is every day in the room. It's just getting to know the kids.
Yeah.
And, so much. It's like you're focused on practice and doing this and moving on to this and this and this, and it's those side conversations, just getting to know them as a kid instead of more of a student or just an athlete. You just get to see the whole well-rounded picture, and it's awesome, some of the conversations and connections that you make with them.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I'm glad to hear you say that. You know, when you look at those kids and you're talking to them and they aren't getting it, maybe, and you're trying to, you back up, go out a different direction, go back at them, when their eyes light up and you think, oh man, he's got it, and then away they go.
Yeah, yep, it's that aha moment.
You can see that.
Yep,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Their
for
face
the junior
lights
high
up.
kids, they do. When they finally get it on how to do a move or how to bend or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
It's really fun.
Yep.
Absolutely, and so pivotal too. I mean, that age, you know, we get so focused on, you know, someone's a buzzsaw all the way through elementary or something like that. Right. Those middle school years, though, I mean, it's why when working with Scott Summer, we were talking about the hype video and like turning point. You know, like that moment. There's a lot of, especially in like Owatonna lore. I think about you know, stories about like Matt Kretlow, you know, Coach Kretlow. That was a big moment. Even for like myself, like. There's a lot of kids that necessarily aren't world beaters through elementary, but all of a sudden, you learn how to establish that work ethic. You see the goals. You see things like that. And some of that just clicks right then. And that's why my own son, first year back as a sixth grader. And that's the thing is like, it can seem intimidating, but hey, it's not hockey where like, you're behind if you're not an amazing skater at second grade. Like you can always catch up. Like as humans, we're built to be able to wrestle in those type of movements, so you can catch up. So that's great. Yeah. Nice. Well, and speaking about like your own coaching enjoyment and philosophy and everything, what would you say is like your expertise, your strength? What do you bring to the table that you really hang your hat on?
You know, I'm not as much of a technique guru type guy. It's more, you know, one-on-one conversations about if, you know, a wrestler comes up and says, hey, you know, I'm really having trouble here. How can I reanalyze this? What can I do differently? Those one-on-one connections of just working through situations and figuring stuff out. And instead of applying some of that technique and turning it into each of those situations where, you know, maybe I'm truly not the greatest at demonstrating moves and doing all that in front of everybody, but once we get into kind of the live wrestling type stage of practices and stuff, it's a lot easier to just go in and say, hey, well, you just got to adjust here a little bit or move here a little bit when you're into that position. So I'd say that's more my aspect, is kind of just those one-on-one work sessions in a sense, I guess.
Okay, and that's super important, Awesome. Well, I'm going to ask you then to go back into the memory of the Mitch Dinzi wrestling days, back how I remember you.
That's a scary thought.
Little Mitch, Matt's younger brother, little Mitch Dinzi. How about one or two of your favorite wrestling memories?
Ooh, honestly, I still think my favorite wrestling memory came from my 8th grade year under Coach Upton. We were... I'll remember it to this day. Coon Rapids.
Oh,
we were neck and neck with Prior Lake, and it was still a team tournament at that point. We were neck and neck with Prior Lake, and all of a sudden, coming up to kind of the middleweight matches, the table started to turn a little bit, and we got a little bit of momentum. And I will never forget just the hype of coaches and the team and the crowd that was there. It was awesome.
My favorite line was, "Who wants to be a hero?" And man, these kids are getting really big. Yeah, okay. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I used it on you too.
Yep.
That works so well. If you're going against a guy I know you can beat or I think you can beat, but that's when I throw them lines out, them challenging points.
Mindset.
You do that and you'll have a fun time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we have passing the torch,
and we did win that match.
Yeah,
that's
important too.
Gotta look at the big picture.
Yeah, what really matters.
Exactly. We came home with the hardware.
Yes, we did.
Well, what about say Coach Upton? I'm going to put you on the spot then. You know, kind of some words of wisdom. You know, I know you could fill a library, but is there one or two things you wish you would have known prior, especially with that age group?
Wished I would have known?
Wish you would have known that you learned maybe the hard way even over the years or something?
I coached with Dave Nelson. He was kind of the bandy rooster, you know, get on these kids and kind of holler at them. And he'd break them down once in a while, and I'd be the guy to pick them back up.
Sure.
And I wish I'd gotten into that more because we were both just go-getters. But I did. I picked a lot of kids back up. That's probably one of my best memories. I don't know if it's what I wished I could have done because that's what we did. I can't, right offhand, wished I'd have done.
Well, that you ended up doing, but it took you a while to like pick that up. Like if someone had handed you a book at the beginning of your tenure, but you just kind of had to learn it along the way.
Oh, all the moves? I mean,
yeah, or just, like
yeah, of course
philosophies.
you wish you could always taught them more moves, but you had to hold up if they
Yeah.
weren't getting it. You know,
Right.
That's some things that Dave and I did talk about. Well, we wish we could go on farther because we did have an itinerary book, and when you can't get through all the moves by the end of the season, now he's going. 8th grader's going to high school and he doesn't know the move, and
Sure.
you're going to holler, "Let's go!" because you're expecting that move. You're going to show more ways after that. You just go on with that same move.
yeah.
And so that's one thing I wish we could have got through that whole book. We never did, I guess. But
Yeah.
we had a lot of fun though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
man,
a lot
we
of great
had-
memories.
Is that that match you're talking about? Is that when Woodrich was the heavyweight?
No, that was before me.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So-
Because your brother Matt was with
Yeah,
which
yep.
is
Well, that was
great.
Matt.
My brother
That's
Matt
right.
was, yep.
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 His
I
dad-
was with the little Woodrich, so he was smaller than me yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to win a heavyweight to win the match,
Yep.
and
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
got a pin. And his dad came running out there before he even shook hands with the wrestler. And I seen the ref go like this, 1 point for interference of a match. Or I don't even know what the rule is called, but I'm saying, oh no. So I turned around, looked at Scar, and we were 3 points ahead, so then it turned down to 2 points ahead. So
Yeah.
we still did it.
Win's a win.
is a win's a win.
Oh, and I told his dad, get off the mat now.
Celebrate later.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's probably one of my best memories. So, yeah,
Good times.
Yeah.
Good run.
You really have a lot of fun in junior high.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
These kids will run through a brick wall if you ask them to.
Oh yeah,
They will.
100%.
They'll do whatever you say,
Yep.
and they don't argue.
Nope.
They don't. They want to sweat. They want to work. They want to get better.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you get that in their head, that's the thing I wish for. You get that in their head, boy, you'll have some really good wrestlers coming up to high school.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a feeder program. It's very
Yep.
important.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Very important. Just like the youth is good for you.
Yep. Absolutely. Getting
Yeah.
everybody in.
We teach moves that high school goes on with them. The same moves, they'll probably have 10 finishes, and we only showed 2 or 3.
Yep. Yep.
The easiest ones.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
those are the things you want
For sure.
to teach in junior high kids.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys did such a good job with, you had a lot of some green,
Yeah.
first year, or,
Yeah.
like my son who had, dabbled before, but is coming
Yep.
back and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
everyone stuck it out. Everyone seemed to have a good time at
Yeah.
the meets I was at. It was,
is
Those are the guys I went after
Yep.
as the first year wrestlers.
yeah,
That
absolutely.
was really publicized all the time in the school. So
Yep.
I had them pumped up already. They thought they're going to be great.
Right.
Until they got in
Yeah.
the row. It's like, oh, match them up right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. But also, I mean, more importantly, thank you for, how you contribute, how you lead on that staff.
Absolutely.
I love the fact that, the people that we have down there and actually all through the ranks are, I can absolutely trust that, it's the sportsmanship's also there, the academics. We're making good humans too, not
Yes.
just good
Yep.
wrestlers.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
I have zero trouble sleeping at night knowing that. So thank you.
Now you gave me motivation for something to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I want to wish you good luck.
Hey, thank you, sir.
Because that job down there is a good job.
Right.
And if you take them kids the way you want to, oh, man.
Absolutely.
Just by what you're telling me here, I
Yeah.
picked up on a few things. You're going to do well. You're going to do well.
Learning every day. Absolutely.
Congratulations. And have
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Awesome.
sir.
All right, we'll be right back. We got another guest coming up here in just 1 minute. All right, here we are back at the Owatonna Weekly Podcast here with head coach DJ Johnson running the show, running the wrestling program, and he's doing a really good job of it.
Thank you, sir.
And our special guest this time is Aaliyah Fisher.
Aaliyah, welcome. So, I have a host of questions on here, like how much do you squat? How does it feel to, punch through a brick wall? I'm going to start, though, with, so Aaliyah, you're 6th grade, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, 6th grader.
Ooh, you are tall for a 6th grader. Are you tall in your class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, volleyball, too, right? Are you doing that again?
volleyball, lacrosse, and softball.
Yeah,
Gee,
boom.
4 sports.
Year round. So, what I want to ask, as a 6th grader, you get just so many kind of cool opportunities because you get to get kind of lumped in with some of the like the K through 6 tournaments too. You get middle school. I know you've been active Min USA in the off season, but how about during the middle school season? What was kind of one or two of maybe your favorite memories from middle school?
I'd have to say probably when we were on the way home one day on the bus from a tournament, somebody was playing Christmas music, and literally everybody on the bus just started singing.
Oh, really?
Christmas songs.
It was like a choir.
That's pretty.
That's really cool.
That's pretty dang wholesome right there. Yeah.
Probably wasn't the music I listened to when I was on the bus.
It's like, where's this going? Oh, Christmas music. Okay. Yeah.
That's,
Well,
that's a good
cool.
memory. It's very good.
I know Coach Ewell had you guys stop at like McDonald's a few times too, and like stuff like that. You know, keeping that type of thing going. So.
Did everybody harmonize when you were saying? Or just all on the same note? That's okay.
They were off.
She's a violinist.
Yeah, well, I figured the 6th graders, their voices are up and down, you know. You never know where they're going to be at.
Oh, well, okay. So middle school season, you know, that's done by the end of January, but I know you've been super active, kind of wrestling up until the last couple of weeks. So how's that gone for you? You went to Min USA State, right?
Yes.
And how'd that go for you?
Champion in the girls division.
Yeah.
Lost by a 1-1.
Tiebreaker?
10 seconds in the blood round of the boys division. 1 match away from placing.
Yeah, almost placed in the co-ed and the boys the next day. She wrestled in that tournament.
I'm hearing a new terminology, blood round. You might want to have to tell people what that means, because then they hear blood round. They don't know what is everybody bleeding on the nose or what? What's a blood round?
It's when you're on the backside. It's 2 losses and you're done, so you're on your
Second loss. Or you've got one? Or?
You've got 1 loss, and if you lose your next one, you're done.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the difference between placing and not placing, not blood round.
Backs, man.
Yeah.
That's tough. You got to wrestle 2 extra matches when you're in that bracket. Part of the bracket.
Well, that's cool. That was a huge weekend. So state champ, turn around and almost place in the boys division the very next day. That's awesome.
And was that the NYWA?
Tell us that state.
That was Min USA.
Min USA, okay.
Yeah, folk style. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, do you think wrestling with boys helps you get strong? Do you like it? Okay. Because I see a lot of girls going back and forth wrestling both boys and girls divisions, so you're getting a lot of matches in.
I see girls and boys wrestling all around.
Do you think they ever burn out? You know, do they ever get, oh, God, I'm getting sick of wrestling? Does anybody ever say that? Probably not.
Not really.
See that smile? She likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that if they're wrestling both. I've heard some parents making comments. That's a lot of matches for a little girl, but I'll tell you what, if that little girl's out there wrestling boys and then she wins the state championship, she's pretty tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, what got you into wrestling? What inspired you to go out?
Probably watching my 2 younger brothers, and I was a cheerleader for 2 years before I started wrestling. And just watching, like, I could probably beat them if I tried.
Now, what grade was that you went out for it your first year?
My first year was 3rd grade.
3rd grade. Okay. Gotcha.
Well, you got a lot of years in, huh?
Well, and I don't think your mom would forgive you if you didn't go out. You know, so her mom's from Osage, Iowa. So, you know, Mecca of wrestling.
Daniel says the hotbed of wrestling in Iowa.
So, yeah, I think either way. And they have an amazing girls program down there, too, by the way. So, no, that's awesome. So, I like the fact that beating the crap out of your brothers was your inspiration. So, that's good. And you can say it right here on YouTube. So, that's awesome. And then to keep going, you know, I know that's not always easy, especially in a sport that's been, you know, predominantly just for boys for this long. So what would you say or give advice to a girl who maybe thinks, you know, it's too intimidating or you know, I can't hang with the boys, or, you know, something like that. Like,
Or it's only for boys.
Yeah. What would you say to like help encourage them? It's as far as to get them to come out.
You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but the best part is that you're there at least trying.
I like that.
Yeah.
And the friendships, you know, it's more than other sports. It seems like just a big family, right? Like you just kind of know, even other towns, you know, boys and girls from different towns, and like seeing them at tournaments, and it's like, you know, so that community I think is huge too. So, all right, well, we got the serious stuff out of the way.
How old are your brothers now? I have
yeah.
that question.
Oh, sure.
They're 8 now.
Oh, grade?
3rd grade.
3rd grade? Just one younger brother?
They're twins.
Oh, they're twins.
One's a hockey player now.
Yep.
We'll get them. We'll get them.
If mom and dad can't get them back, I don't know who can. They're the most dedicated wrestling parents. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah.
But you keep playing all those sports. That keeps everything interesting. It keeps your momentum going, and your want to participate, and your want to win. That'll help that a lot.
Absolutely. Okay, so favorite professional sports teams. Who do you root for? Who's
Professional.
yeah?
The Cowboys for football.
What? Just kidding. Okay, why Cowboys?
My uncle brainwashed me.
You know what? At least you can admit it, so that's good. That's step one. Step one. Okay. I get, you know, Vikings haven't won anything, so I can't talk much, even though it breaks my heart every
Back
year.
to back, they did though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I thought they were going to be in Super Bowl every other year in the 70s. You know.
Okay, any other teams that like you have to watch if they're on or root for?
Not really.
Just the Dallas Cowboys.
Basketball
Okay.
or
Okay.
hockey? Okay.
How about favorite superhero?
Got to be the movie of
Probably Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. That's the first
Nice.
time that's come out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
She was tough. She was tough in that movie.
Diana of the Amazons. Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. So I'd say this to like Ryan Grunwald too and Isabel Townley. You guys are such good role models for girls wrestling. So that is awesome. And so excited with now having it sanctioned, and you have your own sections in state. And, you know, we're already, I'm doing the schedule for next season already, and there's 2 or 3 more girls-only tournaments on the schedule already for high school. So, next year you're a 7th grader, might be able to take you along to those. And, yeah, just keep working hard in all the sports you do. So.
You know, when I heard that they were going to sanction the girls' wrestling program a couple years ago, and I'm thinking, gosh, I hope they get enough people to do it. You know, enough girls that want to do it. And what I saw now this year, first year it's ever sanctioned, we got all these Owatonna wrestlers up there standing on the stand at whatever placing it was. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah. So keep it up. You're doing a great job leading by example, and being a good student, a hard worker, just a nice person in general too. So that's important. If you were up here and you're like, I'm the best, everyone else, whatever, I don't care, I'm doing this for myself, then that's not as good. So thank you for being such, a great helper of the program. You're always helping with youth, all that type of stuff. So awesome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, one more thank you for the sponsor here tonight, Premier Bank. DJ, you want to tell us how good they are, what they do for us?
Yeah, well, and especially for rural Minnesota, like Owatonna, small business is our expertise. That's what we specialize in. It's to the point where our board and everybody, they know everyone. They're always asking, like, oh, so-and-so's starting up there. I did business with his grandpa back in 75. They just know everyone, and that's a testament to, how we get to know everyone. We're trying to work with them in order to help achieve their dream, their financial goals. The business is their livelihood and their passion. So,
All
yeah.
right.
Thanks, Premier Bank.
Yeah, you got pretty dressed up there today, Coach. I see the little scarf sticking up out of the pocket.
Yeah, I got the pocket squared.
You were straightening that out before we started. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that about wraps it up. Anything else to say? I guess we'll head for home.
Sorry. I don't want to rob you of a shout out. You got a shout out to anybody? Almost forgot.
My family, my coaches, my teammates.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Well put. Awesome.
All right, then that wraps it up here at the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. There were some words. I just get that tongue twisted all the time.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.